Happy New Year!
Hey, Happy New Year!
Hi! Gusto mo
Oh
yun?
my, I love the new intro.
Yeah! So we'd like to thank Maya for doing our intro video. That was a very fun, dynamic, and bolder, stronger, and bigger video for us, no? So we'd like to welcome everyone. This is our first session for the Brouhaha Squad. My name is Nico. Over here is Mikey. And down there is Lance. Yay! So we're so excited to start off our 2021 with this dynamic squad, okay? But before anything else, we'd like to congratulate everybody for surviving 2020. Ayan, may papalakpak na tayo. Gusto mo yun?
Social. Upgrade na tayo for 2021.
I know. But let's remember last time we were testing yung applause online.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, tanggalin kasi parang patak ng ulan or sino ba nagsabi nun? Parang tanggalin.
Ako yun.
Ito, nag-upgrade tayo. Yeah. Alright, so Happy New Year everybody. How are you, Mikey, Lance? Kumusta?
Was good naman.
Okay
Though I
naman
spent
ako.
my first hour in New Year working. You know me naman. So, oo. I had to
Grabe
stop lang
pala
for the
yung
New Year's tapos work afterwards.
Right.
Tapos na lang yung
Grabe
shift.
ka.
Yes.
Wait lang, ipapasok muna natin ng isa natin kasama. Anche!
Hey.
Hi, Happy New Year! Yeah.
Yes, congratulations pala na sa Netflix na kayo.
Ay, yes! Congratulations! GSP, it's on
GSP's
Netflix.
on Netflix. Congratulations.
On Netflix.
Ayun, Maki, hey! Happy New Year!
Hello, Happy New Year, everyone.
Hey,
Yes.
Kami
Yes.
tayo today.
Ayun, so, actually, this is our first session for 2021, di ba? Napakita na natin yung intro video natin. But we're saying that we'd like to greet everybody Happy New Year. And it's gonna be bigger, bolder, and stronger for the squad, di ba? We'd like to thank Maya for doing the video. Of course, Maki with the visuals. Yung background natin dyan, madali ang gawa naman kanina ni Mark. Ayan. And,
Fair.
diba, in fairness. But here's a bigger question siguro for us before we jump right in. No? And I mean, what makes us bigger, bolder, and stronger this year? Bakit tayo bigger, bolder, and stronger?
That's a very good question.
It's a very good question, Nico.
It's a
Well,
very
what's
bold question.
Bigger. Kasi kakatapos
It's a very
na ng
strong
Christmas.
question too.
So,
Yeah.
ang dami kong
Medyo
kinain.
maraming nakain, correct. But I guess it's one of the things is parang, di ba, we were able to do some things that we wanted to do last year. So I think we're gonna try and go for more this year, di ba? Kasi we want to stretch the
Yes.
envelope, we want to explore more, we want to maybe tackle more issues, we want to be able to do more things. So I'm really looking forward to that kasi, I mean, it's going to be a learning experience and it's going to be an enriching experience as well. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yay! I have to agree with Mikey though. I mean, siguro mas magiging riskier na tayo with the issues and topics. So, hindi na tayo natatakot. Diba? We'll go for more. Bigger. Yeah. How about you guys? Ange, Maki, and then Lance. What do you think?
Hey, Maki.
Go, Anna.
We're more.
Kasi sorry,
We're bolder
medyo
because
naninibago
we're-
ako dahil naka-login ako dun sa streamer.
Talaga?
Oh my God, what is happening? Akala ko ang daming features na bago. Yung pala, ito pala yung view ni Nico.
Yes.
Hmm.
On every time. Okay, go, Ange. Sorry.
Actually, medyo redundant pala siya sa sinabi nila Nico. Pero yeah, bolder and braver, I guess. Because aside from more issues, ay yung range natin, papalawak pa natin. Yung coverage ng BBS.
Yes.
Now limited to BLs will also be doing reactions and shenanigans on different shows,
Right.
issues, and hopefully more guestings from
Yes.
Yes. Manifest.
We have a surprise
Yes.
later.
Eh, parang I think everybody did have a glimpse of what's gonna happen this year, no? Like last year kasi nag-end tayo with BTS, no? So totohanin po
Mhm.
namin talaga ang pagiging army na po namin, no? So kahit dilaw po yung background namin, we'll go for purple this year. So we'll do reaction videos sa mga BTS na mga clips here and there. Depende, no? But it's gonna be everything, no? Titignan natin. But BTS will be one of those. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
Lance. Ay, sino na ba? Ako na ba?
Ikaw na
Yeah.
muna.
Sige, ako muna. Ano ba? Siguro in terms of what we're doing right now, no, in this live, no. Kasi if you can recall, no, we started this live ng pucho-pucho lang, no. It's very evident sa first video natin. Nasa bang
Yeah!
parang hindi ko isipan.
Oh my God.
And true enough, until naman the end of the year, hindi pa rin pinag-iisipan yung videos natin. Yeah, so I think that's a very good indicator then on how we gained friends and how we had subscribers ng
True.
very spontaneous yung dynamics ng team. So I'm really looking
Exactly.
forward to a more dynamic BBS and in turn
Yes.
bigger, bolder, and stronger in terms of our content. Not only for content, but more so on how we impact and reach other people. Kasi the reason why we're doing this naman kasi is for the community. Not only for the LGBTQIA plus community,
Right.
but in general, no? Whether it affects, well, pero kasi I believe na yung dynamics is na apektuhan pa rin lahat ng sector ng lipunan. But having that aside, be it an LGBTQIA plus related content or not, I think we should be more, ako personally, I think we should be more assertive this year on how we present themselves, not be shy and be more of a go-getter, feeling ko. Pero feeling ko since January pa lang, so yun yung mindset ko. Tingnan natin baka April magbago na.
We'll see. We'll see. Or gusto ko yung sinabi ni Maki na parang I think the group is so spontaneous, yung spontaneity and then dynamics natin. Parang it keeps us, go moving forward eh. Laging may bago. Hindi tayo nabobore. Especially like most of us here are so creative, di ba? Pag creative ka kasing tao, hindi pwedeng matetenga ka lang sa isang position. We always want to do something, right? And I like alam mo yung mga surprise na mga pa-event natin. Mga tipong, uy, meron tayong pa-guesting, biglaan. Mga ganyan. Gusto ko yung mga ganong spontaneity. It makes us who we are, I guess, di ba? What do you think, Lance?
Yes, I think that's who we are talaga eh. We're known to wing it. We're known to go beyond our toes or go beyond what is thrown at us. Na parang, if they're throwing the stars at us right now, we'll make it into the universe. Parang ganun, di ba?
Yes.
So, kaya we're going bigger, bolder, and stronger this year. Ganun eh. Because of, I think we're broadening our horizons too. We're crossing different borders in terms of our community too. So, yeah, and I think one of the shout-outs na sabi ni Tito Poy is hopefully we do a reaction to their podcasts. Hopefully.
Yes.
Kasi we're going through different ranges now. We're not blocked only to BLs. We already cross borders going into music, we're going to movies. And sooner or later, you might go into the universe too. So let us see.
Yes. And siguro, with that spontaneity and dynamics natin, it also helped us establish not just subscribers, but friends eh, di ba? I mean, we actually interact on Twitter, we actually talk to them as friends, not just subscribers. And with that, we'd like to say hi to some of our friends in the chat. So, si Sir Will is saying, ayan, Mike ko raw. Yan, Sir. Ano po, Sir Will, medyo nag-step up na po kami sa BBS. So, may mga
Already, when you can step up.
Ako din,
Ayan, so,
same old.
we wanted better for everyone, no? Ayan si Popoy. And by the way, I was listening to their podcast a while ago. Actually, hinabol ko while I was doing stuff, no? So, it was a good first session, by the way. The random sesh. Yay! Biligyan natin ng palakpak yung mga yan. That was a good session.
Yes. The Tito's rule, ang galing.
Yes. Did you listen? Did you tune in, Lance?
I did. I was live tweeting during that time. So, it was
talaga?
the Titos with Tito Kyle. So, ang galing.
Oo. At saka napansin ko si Kyle Velino, si Tito, talagang titong-tito yung boses, no? For some reason.
Yes.
Actually,
Grabe.
the way he talks is very...
Yeah,
It's very
very
Tito.
Tito eh.
Oo.
And-
I think yeah.
And yun pa, Tito Levels pa siya kasi sabi niya, I don't even do TikTok. So sabi ko, level 3 Tito na yan.
Sabi nga ni nag-comment yata, I think it was Maring Reka who said na daw, deserving daw siyang tawaging tito kasi talagang titong-tito siya magbigay ng piece of advice or words of wisdom daw during the interview. So yes, hail to all the titos out there. Yes.
Yes.
I was able to tell though because I was in a call with some friends. We haven't seen each other in a while. So, parang minsan na mangyari because a lot of them are overseas. So,
okay.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, Mikey. I think it's a common thing now. We do Zoom calls these days. Hindi lang Zoom ang ginagamit. Minsan Kumu, yung iba nag-stream and all. I think we have the constant need to really connect to people. So keep on Zoom calling your friends overseas or elsewhere.
Right.
We'd like to say hi also to Al. Ayan. Of course.
Hey, Al. Oh,
how's it down under, Al?
Oh yeah, Australia.
Australia.
So, hey,
Australia.
It's late for you.
Yay! Ayan, see, of course, si Kiko is here. Podcast
Ayan
model
na.
naman ng teacher.
Oo. Kiko, na-feel mo ba yung pressure dun sa podcast? So, binabakuran na yung gusto mo. Ganun eh.
Oo, shucks. Alright, and I'd like to flash this comment ni Mikey, no? Sabi niya, BBS and TRS, BBS versa. Gusto ko yung versa.
Kasi vice versa.
Yes. Pero it's the versa for me. Yes, Charlotte.
Yeah.
But yes, we are manifesting that this year we will collaborate with the Random Sesh. Magpo-podcast kami with them and sila rin pupunta sa live. We had the session with Maring Reka and Popoy before, diba? So I think it's possible. So kami, na-excite kami to do a podcast. Kasi ako, I've never done a podcast before. Kayo ba guys, have you done a podcast before?
Never.
Not yet.
No.
Naboses ang puhunan, hindi pa. Yes. And we'll find out. So parang sabi nga nila, they will be bringing out our inner kalat in the random session and uhugutin natin yung kwan nila. In BBS.
Yes. Uy, I have to agree, no? Kasi, di ba sa group chat natin, talaga makalat tayong pito eh. Alminin na yan. Pero hindi natin pinapalabas sa live kasi we have BBS as a branch. Yes.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing I mean, it's always been a thing with me. I think personally as well. Like my work persona is a little bit different from my friend persona and from my college friends persona. It's all that because parang I mean you sort of like change how you interact depending on who you're interacting with, and of course there's a lot of dimensions to you, and you can't be just one thing the entire time. So
Agree. Yes, diba? Hindi pwedeng isang dimension ka lang. Diba sabi nga sa mga reviews natin, you can't just be one dimension as a character. Charot.
Yes.
Ano daw?
Multi-dimensionalists.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have here LM also. Uy, nalito talaga ako. Yung sa The Pechay Productions, diba? Sila yun. Ay, Sassy Pechay.
Yes.
Correct. And
Yes.
ang tinag ko talaga si Kiko. Is Kiko part of Sassy Pechay? Hindi.
No, kasi I think that they're trying to do, I'm just exploring that maybe. Kasi Kiko's already collaborating with RBs. And they have they call this the Bardugalan sessions with Pechay Productions and RB. So it's Kiko, RB, and LM.
Cool.
So good luck guys on that. And the first episode was great. Especially if you hear Kiko and his banter. Ang galing.
Cool. Gusto, ang catchy nung Sassy Pechay. Gusto ko talaga yun. As in, mga ganyang tawag mo sa Twitter. Isa kang Pechay.
Yes.
Sassy ba ang Pechay mo?
Oo, Sassy ba ang Pechay mo?
So, paano kung angry yung Pechay mo? Anong kulay?
Ayun lang.
Yun lang. Anong kulay nun? Are you purple Roman or kwan?
Oh my God.
Angry Samoan red. Ganon.
I know. Ma'am Yao is also here. Hi.
Hi, Ma'am Yao.
We're excited to have you on board. On board?
Yes. Soon, nagpa-reading ulit kami. I had my read before. Oo. Nagpa-reading ako for the year start. Kasi she does the parang month the year you're reading, wherein you should be drawing a card for each of the month, and you get that.
Nice.
Oh.
So it's a Capricorn year, so good. I mean, it's an Aquarius year, so good luck to the other signs. Yun lang.
Cool.
Pero it depends on the calendar, di ba? Kasi for the Chinese calendar, it's the year of the ox. So sana lahat tayo maging ox this year.
True
Ox
yan,
ka
true.
Oo.
Ayun. By the way, Mikey, we can probably talk to Ma'am Yao, no? We have plans to like invite her to
Yes,
isa
Ma'am
naman
Yao.
session namin.
Oo. Sa ibang session. Ma'am Yao.
Okay, Ma'am Yao, may guesting ka dun sa other detox session.
You know.
Yan. Ayan.
Ayan na
Sagutin mo
tayo.
to, Maki.
Mare, tumukombo ka na,
love
Mare,
that.
nakakombo na yan.
Love
Kyle
agad.
tapos Marky.
Love
Ano
agad.
to?
Love
Mare, ano to?
Isa-isa lang.
Bilis.
Grabe.
It's Mareng.
Oo.
Polyamory as well.
Yeah.
I know.
Diba? All right. So, ano bang gagawin natin tonight? Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we'll do some sort of like recall siguro of what happened last year. But nag Metro Manila Film Festival tayo. Some of us did watch some of the pics. Siguro just to, hindi natin papanoorin yung 10 ha. Kasi merong isa doon na medyo, di ba? Hindi natin bet.
Yes. True that.
Diba? So we'll just probably be fair and we'll focus on the top 5 nominated Best Picture. Yun na lang siguro ang gawin natin.
Ay,
And we'll talk
sige,
about
go.
that. Diba? Cool ba? Sige. Ayan, i-flash ko. Flash ko muna ang... Ano ba i-flash ko? Sure. Naninibago pa rin ako.
Ingay kasi i-flash mo.
Oo.
Okay.
Okay. Ayan, sige. Alright. Oh, by the way, si Maki gumawa pala nito. So, super cute and super ganda. Ayan.
It's lovely.
Yeah, very
It's
much.
beautiful.
Bakla. Charot.
Alright, so we'll start off with the Metro Manila Film Festival picks or yung mga napanood na natin. No? We'll start off with the first and yung nanalo ng Best Picture.
Oh my God.
Ito yung nominated, no? So it was Fangirl, The Boy Foretold by the Stars, Tagpuan, Magic Land, and The Missing. Ayan, yun yung top 5 na ano. And for me, ang napanood ko 4 lang dito. And I think some of us napanood rin, hindi naman lahat, pero like may nagustuhan.
I watched 3 of them.
Talaga.
What?
Oh,
2.
cool. All right, so we'll start off with the first one. Ayan, Fangirl. Sino na ako ng Fangirl?
Fangirl. Me, I watched that.
Yeah, that's the one you. It was able to.
Ang dami naming theories
Okay.
on Fangirl.
So, ayan, anong
Kasi
overall
ang dami.
thoughts?
Kayo muna. I'll share our theories later. Kayo muna.
Sige, I'll
Go.
start.
Go.
Funny when I first watched the trailer of Fangirl, parang, well, I already didn't expect it to be a love story. Parang,
Okay.
medyo obvious naman yun for me. Though I thought that it would be a light-hearted film. Like, comedic siya. Na probably yung girl will learn eventually the true colors of her idol and realize in the end that she was sort of standing the wrong man. Something like that. Pero ina-expect ko parang light siya. So, yun. Well, I guess medyo ganun nga yung nangyari. Pero, OMG. As in, I was so shocked. It was such an uncomfortable film to watch. There were too many inappropriate scenes. I'm not saying it's not good. It's super good. But for me, parang it was too uncomfortable to the point that it became an eye-opener. Parang ganun. So, and then they highlighted, I guess, almost all forms of abuse against women. And
Right.
it
Yes.
was a statement. So, yeah, bravo. And sobrang galing ng mga actors. Wala akong masabi.
Yes. Oh, by the way, before we add up to what Ange said, no. So sa mga hindi pa siguro nakakapanood nung Fangirl, no. I think you still have a few days left to watch. Pero
Yeah, yeah.
this
They're
somehow
also on Netflix. They're also on I Want, so they can watch Fangirl,
Ah,
the boy
Yeah.
foretold, and I Want.
mamaya
cool,
manonood ako ng
cool, cool,
Dubai.
cool, cool. All right. Siguro this is
And
going to be quite of a spoiler siguro kasi baka may ma-disclose tayo dito, may ma-share tayo na about the
Yes.
story of the
Sana.
daughter or not. So, pa sa
Spoiler
mga hindi
alert.
nakapanood, it's gonna be somehow or somewhat spoiler for everyone. Yeah. Go ahead, Mikey. You were saying?
as far as I know, there are 4 movies that are extended.
Yeah,
So they'll still be available on Upstream. I know that The Missing is one. Tagpuan is one.
correct.
Fangirl is the 3rd one, and I forgot the 4th one. But there are 4 other
Mhm.
movies. There are 4 movies out of the 10 that will be
Right.
continued.
Right. Oh, but I
Okay.
do have a question though. But what's the basis of extending these movies though? Kasi apat lang out of the 10.
I think
Maybe
it depends
sales,
on the producer. Yeah.
producer and sales then. Kasi if they're
Ah,
going old school style then, kasi remember, after MMFF,
yeah.
some of them stay. So it's the things, I think it's the same
Yeah.
concept too
Mhm.
when it comes to that.
Ayun, the 4th one is Coming Home. That's one of
Mhm.
the movies that I'm not too. Oh, it's the Ejercito Estrada
Yes.
family movie.
See the
Okay,
Sanchez.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
There.
Yep. Okay,
Yes.
so
Let me see.
we'd like to share. Siguro I'll go next na lang. Siguro feeling ko medyo mababaw yung sasabihin
Mhm.
ko. But ako talaga parang kami sabi ni Ange, I think I thought it was when I saw the poster, sabi ko parang pakit tong pelikulang to. Alam mo yun, parang fangirl, 'di ba? Ano bang in-expect ko sa isang fangirl? But then again, when I saw the trailer, sabi ko hala, but parang intimate ng dialogue at exchange ng conversation nila. Or there's something more to this. So na-curious ako. When I watched the film, I'm like, what? Ano yan? Tumaas talaga yung balahibo ko talagang deserve. I mean, ang una kong pinanood was The Boy Foretold. Ang pinakahuli kong pinanood was Fangirl. Pero tama yung sabi ni Thaize, dapat daw baliktad. Unahin daw si Fangirl. Ipanlaw
Magbanlaw sa boy foretold.
mo na si Boy Foretold para medyo light at medyo happy. So medyo
Yeah.
mali. Huli ko si Fangirl. Sabi na ilang araw ko nag-iisip ko, shocks, yung mga kababaihan. Shocks, yung ganyan. Diyos ko. So ako I super like the film. Gusto ko yung mga ganitong pelikula. Tuwang-tuwa ako sa yung pagkakasulat. Hindi siya yung typical na alam mo yung kalkulado na
Yes.
paano siya pagkasulat. Napaka-raw. Yun yung tamang term eh. Napaka-raw nung pagkakasulat. Pati yung mura. Hindi siya yung mura
Oh,
na. Kasi may,
yes.
di ba? May mga,
You have the different
No,
flavors of
it's
the mura.
expected from the director eh.
right.
Actually,
Ganun
Yes.
talaga.
Doon pa lang. So, masasense mo talaga na parang, alam mo, ako talaga, nasense ko talagang mabaho, nasense ko talagang maalinsangan yung nangyayari. Alam mo, yun, napaka-effective. And I saw this interview, sabi ni Direk, no, Tanet, intentionally, kasi naguluhan ako sa cinematography, hindi ko masyadong, kasi siguro na-program yung utak ko to really appreciate yung mga cinematic shots, yung mga malilinis na mga pagkuha, yung mga hindi masyadong shaky. Ito kasi shaky eh. Tumatakbo, very documentary yung dating. And then dun sabi niya, sinadya daw niya talagang kunin ng isang cinematographer na may documentarist na perspective kasi yun yung gusto niyang makita na very raw, very gritty, very, alam mo yun, parang
Yes.
yun yung purpose daw talaga. And it actually makes sense. Parang mas naging helpful siya dun sa
Para mas real
pagkwento nung
life siya.
mas real siya, diba? It was very, very nice. And aside from that, parang Diyos ko napaisip talaga ako, na-contemplate ako dun. Kasi tama sabi ni Ange, parang pinag-uusapan doon kasi kababaihan, 'di ba? Abuse ng babae, 'di ba? Sa huli nga tinatanong pa natin ano ba talaga yung nangyari doon sa ending, 'di ba?
Yes.
It's still a big question. But again, probably we have theories. Lance may have heard of some
A
theories,
lot.
no? A lot of theories.
A lot.
Pero alam mo ako, parang medyo meta yung parang kumbaga take away ko from that. Kasi para sa akin, hindi lang kababaihan ang pinag-uusapan dito. Ang pinag-uusapan sambayan ng Pilipino talaga, kumbaga, no?
The
It's like
society.
the society itself. Kasi we are all
Yes.
fans. We are fan
Yes.
people,
Yes.
right? We're fans of authorities. We're fans of aminin na natin, ipapasok ko na talaga to ha, and not being political or anything, but
Push.
sa elections, 'di ba? We become very fanatic, 'di ba? Pag merong politiko na talagang alam mo 'yon, sumayaw lang ng mention ko na ba? Budots. Char. 'Di ba? Boto na
Yeah.
agad. 'Di ba? So I mean, we become fanatics, but at the end of the day, tayo rin ang nagiging abused, diba? But we keep on, like there was like one scene there, nung nasa mall show siya, and then paglabas niya, biglang may nag-comment na parang doon, bystander,
Hindi
babae. Sabi,
naman
ano ba yun?
kapugian.
Exactly. Diba? Tapos anong sabi ni fangirl? Sabi niya,
Hoy!
hindi, hoy, pagod lang siya, keme, ganyan. Di ba may pag-defend siyang ganun? And I think it's reminiscent of who we are as Filipinos, di ba? In general, as a society, we become really fanatic. And I think it's really a call to action that, hey, we have to be critical. Although dun sa interview kasi na Directonet, sinasabi lang niya na parang fangirl daw, it's about being a fan, but hindi talaga eh. May mga political undertone siya. At sinasabi naman niya na parang aminado siya na everything is political. Diba? And for me, that's really bold and really brave of her to really write and direct that and to produce that, no, lahat sila dun. So, ako, ang usapan dun sa fangirl, hindi lang pagiging fan, ito yung pagiging fanatic natin sa buhay. And sometimes we need to be critical, especially now, sa pandemya, di ba? Hindi pwedeng uulan tayo ng oo sa mga nangyayari. Diba? So, yun yung biggest takeaway ko from fangirl. So, it's a beautiful film to me. So, deserve nila acting, deserve nila yung cinematography, deserve nila yung... Ay, nako. No questions talaga. Sa kanila na yun. Yes, that's it for me.
Correct. So I would also like to echo what Anne said earlier. No? Parang it was uncomfortable to watch, and uncomfortable in the sense kasi parang yun nga it was very in your face.
Right.
if I must say it like that. And siguro in terms of the story itself, diba? Parang yes. It was about a lot of things, pero just like you guys, I captured yung political slant to it. Diba? Now it's really a commentary on number one, how women are treated, diba? And especially how people use authority to treat other people, diba? Especially when you have power and you use that power to take advantage of other people, especially if these people idolize you or look up to you or in some way sort of like put you on a pedestal, diba? And like what you mentioned, Nico, diba? Parang this is how Filipinos are. Parang they see these people as more than human. Parang they see these people as parang they can do no wrong because maybe they only see what they want to see, even though these people are treating them like shit, even though these people are treating them as parang not human or not of the same level. Parang they take it because they idolize these individuals, and that's all that they see. I mean, in their heads, parang they feel somehow privileged that these people are giving them the slightest attention, no matter what kind of attention that they are being given. Diba? So yun nga you mentioned na nga, diba, yung mga politiko na yan, parang dahil napanood nila yung mga politika na to, na sa mga pelikula, diba? So parang yun na yung persona na na-built nila in their heads. So parang when they see Bong Revilla, for example, they see the macho, protective, devil, parang no holds barred kind of guy, diba? So parang in their heads, yun na yung pananaw nila sa kanila. So therefore, whatever he does, that's just because, he's really fighting for us, parang et cetera and so forth. And the same with the president, and the same with everyone else, diba? So yun nga parang it was such a a wake-up call, diba? I mean, if you can put it like that, parang, oo nga And it's not just even political. I mean, it can also be sort of like put into the level of the corporate world, the corporate environment. There are a lot of things that we take for granted, or there are a lot of things that we let pass because it is by someone that we feel has the authority or we feel is entitled to do what they do by virtue of their title or by virtue of the position that they hold. Alam mo yun? So parang, oh my God, parang for me talaga, oh my God. So, the long and short of it is, parang when you get too close, that's when you find out who they really are. And you have there is going to be a turning point. Kasi familiarity, as they say, diba, breeds contempt. But familiarity can also breed fanaticism. So, I mean, where do you draw the line? Where do you sort of like take a step back and then say na parang hindi, this is too much na, parang I can't take this anymore, or what they're doing is really wrong and I have to stand up for myself, I have to take a stand, parang yung mga ganun bagay. So, I'm glad at the end of it, she did take back her narrative, kumbaga.
Yes.
I mean, she was able to finally see the flawed human asshole that he really is. Alam mo yun? And then she took it upon herself to, alam mo yun, parang, because there was also someone in her life that was treating them like that, diba? And there was something that she can do about it. So my theory is, I'm sure that you guys have other theories as well, is that, remember, she was taken advantage of. She probably used herself as sort of like the fall girl. She called the police and then told them that probably whoever that fucker was molested her, diba?
Right.
And then so that he can be put in jail because she wanted him out of their lives, and her mom wouldn't be able to do that because she was still in that headspace. Kumbaga, parang they were on parallel storylines, diba? Her mom was idolizing, loving, and fanatic with the guy, and she was the
idolizing.
Same
That's the word.
Paolo, diba? Pero parang she got past that. She surpassed that. She went beyond.
Yes.
So parang now she's taking her mother out of that same rut by actually, parang making that call. So that's what I thought about that. And do you guys notice that in certain scenes there's always a poster of the president?
Yeah.
So that is also a commentary indirectly stating that this is the face of this particular behavior, So anyways, but that's a whole different hot dog. Anyways.
It's the hot dog for me.
Now, in terms of the acting, oh my God.
Yes.
Deserved
talaga, like 100%.
I mean,
Girl.
Charlie is such a young girl, but the depth, her
Quality
depth,
zone.
Grabe.
sobrang natural niya. Parang I could find no fault in her
At all.
acting.
At all.
And Paolo as well. It's kind of weird because you know that Paolo is playing himself, but you kind of wonder, is he being himself or is he playing?
Pero kudos to him. Kudos to him kasi parang he allowed his image to be tarnished for this film.
That's why we have lots of theories. We have lots of theories going on. I'll explain some of them later on.
I'm sure that there are some parts that may be him, but to what extent? Because we all have our dark side. We all have our certain, like bad side. Parang our secret sides and all of that. But to actually sort of like try to blur that line by playing yourself. That's kind of like weird. I mean, how do you even put yourself in that headspace? Like, I'm playing myself, but I'm not really myself. So I'm playing a version of myself that might not really be myself. But
weird, no?
Pero totoo ba? I read somewhere kasi initially they were considering James Reid to play the role. I read somewhere, I'm not sure if it's...
I think Paolo did great. Paolo was great here.
Yes. He really was, right? And what was it? The plot. I'm going by WAP, by the way. So the plot. I think that how the story unfolded, parang you didn't really know where it was gonna take you. Like for example, I was wondering, why is he staying in that dilapidated place? I mean, he has money. What would be the reason for that? And then, bam, you finally realize, okay, so it's sort of like the rendezvous point, It's like their meeting, MEAT, meeting place. Diba? Yung mga ganung bagay, right? And then why is he in love with the girl? Ooh, apparently there's, all those things. Parang the way that everything was tied up together, the way that the revelations were done, the way that they sort of like gave us these highs and lows, etc. I mean, it was
True.
all really very well put together. So no surprises that it won the awards that it did because
Ay,
Yep.
hands
super.
down
Super.
best movie of the MMF.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Uy, pero ano nyo, di ba I did share na nauna kong pinanood yung The Boy Foretold. See, The Boy Foretold kasi, it's a different genre. It's a rom-com, di ba? So, dapat kumbaga, ang mindset mo, when you watch the Boy Foretold, dapat happy person ka, di ba? Pero ito kasi, ibang-iba tong fangirl eh. Kaya ako, I was convincing myself because I really want The Boy Foretold to really have awards, really. After watching Fangirl talaga, parang mas
Akala ko
na-thrill
talaga
ako
nung una parang comedy siya na, well, siguro
Parang
dark.
eh.
Sobrang dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a dark film. Yeah, you agree.
Yes, it reminds me of if ako na susunod, it reminded
Go.
me of the Inception feels. If you're familiar with the Inception, kasi
Yeah.
it's a play on blurring of the fantasy, surrealism, parallelism, and the real reality into
Yeah.
one film, especially in how it was told. So you
Okay.
wouldn't know where exactly does the fantasy start and end unless you're really careful.
Right.
Like we had so much theories where it started and where it ended. Like kasi one theory was, remember there were two blackout scenes. The first one was after she jumped off the car. That is the first blackout, and the next blackout scene happened when I was taking the bus. So the rest we don't know if it's surreal, is it fantasy, is it a crossover, or was the whole thing imagined and believed parallel to what Charlize or what the fangirl was thinking of. So it's like it could have been also it's an inception within an inception within an inception, a fantasy within a fantasy within the fantasy. So there's a lot of way how to look at it kasi her life is parallel to what was happening to her fantasy. If you notice that.
Right.
Yung sabi nga ni Mikey kanina, there was a parallelism between the men in her life with what was happening in between the fantasy. So we had a big crazy discussion with Petsai Productions, with the Titos about it. So it was one long debate of where did it start, where did it end. And it was a beautiful debate. Parang to be ignited by that kind of debate.
Right.
Well, it means that there's a lot of depth in this movie. There's a lot of storytelling in this movie, and this movie is really well thought of when it comes to that.
Right.
And to top it all off, it evoked a message na we should not give power so much to our delulu, especially if it's hurting us so much.
You're here.
Yun lang. Yun lang masasabi ko about the film. Kasi I mentioned everything already practically, especially si Mikey.
Right.
And he went bop on all of it.
Kasi grabe to eh. Parang
Yeah, totoo.
I rarely see a film, and I think you guys know, di ba? At least Nico knows na parang I don't really watch Filipino films. I haven't because parang I just wasn't really into it before. But this is one of those Filipino films that really got me, not just emotionally, but also in my head. Alam mo yun, it really got in my head. Like, what was that? Alam mo yun. So, yeah, definitely.
You should try Buy Bus.
I've heard good things about that. Yeah.
And that's not a movie you should watch when you wake up in the morning. Like, oh my God, no.
No. Parang kailangan you have to be ready for it.
Yes.
Emotionally prepare for it.
And may fun fact pala si Maring Pechay. Sabi niya, there was a last minute change 4 days before the shooting of Fangirl. So imagine that. And Charlie came in 4 days before the shooting.
It was meant to be.
Yes, it was meant to be.
Wait, pero ano pero like Mikey made mention of like being natural no? Kasi ang sinabi naman ni Direk dun sa interview, kasi 4 days prior, saka pa lang nakuha kasi may nagka-problema yata sa contract with the previous girl diba?
Yes.
Merong nakuha na talaga. Then when they got her, ang eksena daw was full-on makeup talaga si ate girl, si ate Charlie. Eh, 'di ba ang role niya dito is fangirl na talagang pawis-pawis. Dapat makita daw talaga yung raw na with the
Oo.
blemished face and everything. Pinatanggal daw ni Direk yung makeup kasi hindi ka pwedeng naka-makeup kasi fangirl ka dito at lahat. Tapos nung nagsalita na, ay napasok daw talaga sa banga kasi daw talagang kaling-kali daw magsalita si Charlie Dizon as in nakuha daw niya talaga si fangirl. So yung mga ganung pag-cast ng mga tao, you know. So yun. Very nice.
Right. So, lucky that she showed up when she did.
Yes.
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 It really made it work.
O Maki, ano naman ang mga spots mo dyan?
Well, paano ba? Well, at first, yes, I don't remember if I told you guys already that I'm not the kind of watcher who watches trailers. Kasi gusto ko yung raw experience
Yeah.
of pinanood ko yung
Yeah.
film. I don't want to watch trailers because there are a lot of trailers out there that are giveaways. That they give away the whole plot and the
Everything.
whole stuff. You pretty much know everything, and then you just watch the movie for the fillers. Diba? Parang, I don't want to spoil that experience for me, so I don't watch trailers. So when the poster and all the materials of Fangirl came out, and knowing that it is from Antoinette Hadaone, I was rooting. Hindi man rooting, pero I was expecting na ang lenteng gagamitin ko habang papanoorin ko to is the same that I've used when I'm watching, the typical Katniel Lizken and Enrique Hill and Liza Soberano movie. So yun yung first expectation ko kung anong lente gagamitin ko habang manonood. But then eventually as the MMFF draws nearer, lumalabas yung mga konting mga pakibot ganyan left and right na kung anong klaseng pelikula ang Fangirl. So parang okay, so that drew my parang excitement in one way, and also parang that drew my interest na panoorin talaga si Fangirl. Kasi to be honest, the past weeks have been very busy for me, like work-wise, family, and everything-wise. Because it's super busy for the holidays.
Sure.
But alam mo yung parang hindi mo dapat palampasin ang panonood nitong pelikulang to. So actually, I only had the opportunity to watch two, so Fangirl and The Boy Foretold. But I've just like what Ty said, inuna ko talagang panoorin si Fangirl kasi ayoko namang matulog ng dila buong gabi para isipin ko ano yung mga nangyari. But then again, una, kasi yun nga, napansin ko yung rawness of, parang iniisip ko na parang, kasi we had this time na parang I don't know if it's the recent history, like 2, 3 years or 4 years ago, where medyo nagbo-blur yung lines between mainstream and indie. Kasi we were so used to watching indie films na, yung talagang raw, yung talagang Tagalog, yung talagang sumasalamin sa lipunan kind of movies. And then the mainstreams, you have the comedies and you have the dramas and from the big production houses. So yun yung delineation ng dalawang genre before. Right. And then we came across a point in time, especially with MMFF. I forgot which year, pero parang most, if not all, films in the MMFF that year was indie films. So it became the start of the mainstream of indie. Right. And then eventually nakita natin yung development. Actually, hindi siya development. I don't want to call it development. Pero nakita natin yung change and shift ng cinematography ng indie na lumilinis. Na hindi masyadong nagfo-focus sa feel ng cinematography ng palabas o ng pelikula, but rather sa story. Yun yung malaking factor ng indie film eh. Parang yung story ang dala and kung paano siya sasalamin sa lipunan. I think for me personally, yun yung tingin kong parang headspace nga, sabi ni Mikey, ng isang indie film. So nung napanood ko yung Fangirl, I was really accustomed na kasi to watching indie films na malinis din. Just like mga Cinnamon originals na malinis din. So nung napanood ko yung Fangirl, I was taken back to 2008, 2009, and 2010 years of watching indie na okay, so parang bumalik yung ganong lente. So at least at first, personally, na-appreciate ko and nalaman ko din kung anong klaseng perspective yung gagamitin ko habang manonood ako nito. Kasi first and foremost, you should not watch Fangirl if you don't want to think. Because there are a lot of movies out there na pwede mong panoorin na hindi ka nag-isip. Diba? You just consume
Right.
and consume it and be a sponge and absorb everything.
Right.
Fangirl is not one of those films, no? Na if you blindlessly and mindlessly watch it from start to end, you will not understand a thing.
True,
Diba?
true.
So, that's what I really appreciate with the film na pinakita niya yung I guess kasi nasabi niya na rin kanina na kung paano niya isalamin yung lipunan sa Pilipinas, very much so sa Pilipinas, no. And it's not something na kasi there's this online, hindi man online, pero there's this debate na or discussion in terms of watching indie films na indie films daw are elitist. Parang yun yung discussion before na parang at least based on my exposure in college na watching indie films is elitist kasi first and foremost hindi nalalatag yung although very much so pangmasa yung topic. However, yung storytelling is hindi pangmasa in a general term. No? So hindi siya, parang elitist siya in a term na meron siyang academic side of things na hindi madaling maintindihan ng normal na mamamayan. So, Fangirl is one of the movies na, for me personally, na-debunk at parang nabuwag yung ganong kind. Kasi from dialogue, from script, from storytelling, from the messages, clear-cut man o direct man o hindi, indirect, very malinaw yung messaging ng Fangirl na feeling ko kung ano mang estado sa buhay, kung nasaan man nakatira, is maiintindihan yung message na gustong iparating ng Fangirl. So, although I have to agree na there are some, hindi naman siya inconsistencies, pero there are some scenes that are kind of disturbing. Pero I think that's very effective then on how the production and the director and the writer would want to show the film. No? Kasi if you do not feel discontent and you do not feel what the characters are feeling, it makes the movie less effective and impactful, di ba? So yun nga sabi nga ni Nico earlier, no? Habang pinapanood mo yung Fangirl, naaamoy ko yung sofa, naaamoy ko yung pader, naaamoy ko yung lapag. Oh my God.
Lalasahan mo yung
Nararamdaman mo yung
Yes.
Exactly. Nalalasahan ko yung beer.
Yes,
Yung Yossi.
naamoy ko yung Yossi.
Yossi din, yes. Even yung amoy ni Paolo, amoy na amoy ko, te.
Talaga ba?
Gano'n.
Amoy
Majority. Oo. Amoy Chico.
Hindi naliligo eh.
Oo, diba?
yung amoy ng pool. Oh my God, yun yung pinaka naamoy ko sa lahat. Yung amoy ng swimming pool. So,
Lumot? Ano
diba? So, it's a very immersive film. So, for those who haven't watched it already, you're missing out. Parang if there's a Hall of Fame, ako personally in my own awards show, if there are Hall of Famers of indie films, Fangirl would pretty much be one of those contenders. Yeah.
Fangirl and Buy Bust.
Sige. Noted on by bus. Sige. Panoorin ko yan.
Yes. Email Nico, noted.
Noted with thanks, Char. Ang dami nagagawa na tong pelikula na Fangirl, no? Like, Lance made mention of different theories. I mean, these theories are, not just made up. These theories are actually triggered by the writing, eh. Diba? Hindi lang to parang katang-isip lang ng tao. Napapaisip talaga tayo kung ano ba talaga yung mga theory at pwede mangyari. No? Tsaka yung relevance din niya sa lipunan, diba? So, yun nga, I have to agree with Maki na I think Hall of Fame, ilagay natin yan sa pader Diyos ko. Hindi, kumbaga, ito yung sinasabi ko na hindi to mawawala sa napapanahon siya at hindi siya mawawala sa history talaga. Maaalala ko talaga itong pelikula. And then, it's different eh. Like, ako siguro I'll share with you naman my sentiments about the other films naman ng Metro Manila Film Festival. And I'll compare Fangirl with that particular film. Kasi yung isa naman, very calculated, very curated, very well thought out. Pero parang nawala yung soul niya, kumbaga, no? So, later na yun.
Tingin mo kaya bang ilaban si Fangirl sa Oscars or sa the Academies?
I will say yes.
I would say yes.
Yeah. Pwede.
Ikaw ba, Lance?
Compared to what we've submitted,
Oo,
yes.
compared to the submission.
Hindi ko tanggap yun. Hindi ko tanggap
Ako
yun. Basta,
naman, I have no,
We don't wanna, we don't
no
wanna
reference, I
issues.
guess.
Pero
okay.
it's worth to be submitted for the Oscars, definitely.
Right.
If they get the opportunity.
Wait lang, buti minention ni Matthew, no? Pero sa, hindi lang. So, yung entry natin to Oscars, parang hindi ko tanggap talaga yun. As in, I saw
Wait,
that
ano yun? Sorry, hindi ko alam.
I'm sorry,
ko,
I have no reference at all because I
I-chat
haven't
mo
seen
na lang nito,
any
private chat mo.
sige, mamaya na lang
Ano
ako.
tayo?
that was submitted by the
Sige.
Philippines to the Oscars. So
Yes.
I don't know at all.
Sige, later sa group chat na lang natin pag-usapan. Basta,
Pero
ano,
in and of itself, diba? Pwede talaga siya eh.
yeah, super.
I mean, I don't have to compare it to other Filipino films, I think. Pero in and of itself, parang just
Yes.
through what I've experienced and what I've seen, I would say yes. Absolutely.
True. Yes. Sige, I think, if we're gonna, like, rate it, wag na tayo mag-rate ng number, ha? Is it a thumbs up or thumbs down for Fangirl for us?
Thumbs
Yes!
up.
Pwede big toe.
Dapat gumagano
Yung
na.
toes nakataas din, yung paa din.
Big toe, big toe.
Pati mga kapitbahay, isama natin, mag-thumbs up din kayo. Diba? So, applause to Fangirl. Yay! We give it to you. May mga papalakpak na tayong ganyan. Para sa inyo yan. Char.
Love it.
Okay. Let's go now to the next film or pick na. Ito yung while Fangirl was the best picture, ito naman yung second, tama ba ako? Second best picture.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Kian.
So
Hi,
the boy
Adrian.
who told by
Hi, Kian. Hi,
Ayan,
Adrian.
hi.
If you're watching.
If you're watching.
Baka naman. Yeah, so
Like
the
to go,
boy foretold by the stars. Yes. What do you think? The boy foretold by the stars.
Kasi if we've had a heavy entree from the Fangirl, now we have our beautiful dessert with the boy foretold from the stars.
Yan. Okay.
Diba?
Tuloy mo yan, Lance.
Tuloy ko na. And it is a beautiful narrative kasi although this narrative may have been simple, may have been similar to the other ploys ng love stories, pero the way it was told and the way it was done in terms of cinematography, it had this lens of what I told Sunset About You there in it. You could see all the action. You could see all of it as if it's a beautifully weaved story.
Right.
And it's a story that could cross across every household because it's rated
True.
general patronage. So everyone can watch it. Everyone can see the reality na these kinds of love exists. Now we are not just succumbed into PG-13. We are not just succumbed to PG-18 or what you call this, parental guidance. But our love is just like any other love that we have.
Yes.
And although there was some backlash na saying na, why wasn't there any backstory between Adrian's family? Why was Risa, why was Karen portrayed like that? Or bakit siya iniwan ng ganon? Pero at the end of the day, we don't see everyone's lenses in the story. We don't see everyone's weight in one story, especially for a movie. If this was a series, siguro they would have added those elements. But this was a movie.
Totoo.
And the movie concentrated on the love between these two main characters, si Luke and Dominic, and how the stars correlated with their story.
Correct.
And how a flip of a coin can change a destiny. Parang ganon.
Right. I have to agree with you. Kasi kung nakaserye to or series to, mas mauungkat yung kwento talaga. Pero since pelikula, yun yung dapat sentro eh. Yun yung pag-iibigan ng dalawa. Yun lang naman talaga. Pero di ba may mga talks na they're gonna have another film. Tama ba ako? Wala pa ka naman makuha.
Yes. We'll find out maybe. We'll find out sooner or later.
Yes. Excited ako. Yan. Ako, I super like this film because it made me feel assured of the future eh. Kasi number one, I mean, kudos to the Metro Manila Film Festival body for really saying yes to these films, right? Parang number one, it's a rom-com. Patama sabi ni Lance, parang it can be shown in any household eh. Eh kung ang basehan natin is yung Metro Manila Film Festival na the criteria na pwedeng panoorin sa kahit anong household, 'di ba? Yes, pasok to sa banga, 'di ba? I mean, 'di ba? Ano to, naka PG-13 to, 'di ba, Lance?
Hindi, naka general patronage. Remember, kaya nga, that's why Adrian was so proud and happy kasi sabi niya, my kids, yung mga pamangkin ko maliliit could watch the movie with me together.
Right. Grabe, no? Kasi like general patronage siya. But it was MMF, the body, decided for this film. Kasi inisip ko nga, baka naman ang Pinoy very, nasa kuweba pa.
Yes, Nico.
Yes,
Happy
Nico.
New Year!
Kaya
Kasama
yan.
tayo nito.
Kaya
Hello,
mo yan.
hello. Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back, Nico.
Happy New Year ulit. 2022 na.
Hello?
Oops.
2021
Hello?
na, Nico, wala pa rin yung
Can you
kwan.
hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
Uy, Diyos ko po. Nakakahiya to, no? Hindi tayo nagtapos sa buko wifi. Diyos ko na.
Same here. Same old.
Yaman mo na, masaya man. May mikropono naman tayo eh. Yaman mo na. Magpalakpak na lang tayo.
Laban
May soundboard
mikropono
naman tayo
yan.
dyan. Yes.
Dinaan mo lang sa palakpak. Ano pinagsasabi ko? Ayun nga, parang anyway, but the point is, I mean, kudos to the Metro Manila Film Festival because they said yes to these films eh. Parang it's brave of them to really say to like fangirl, to alam mo yung boy for told. Parang these are the films na talagang napapanahon na talaga, dapat pinapanood na talaga ng mga tao eh. Even mga pamilya. So yun. Kayo ba, Mikey? Napanood mo ba, Ange? Or fangirl lang pinanood mo?
Later.
Oh, okay.
You still have time.
Yes, I hope you do watch it, Ange.
Yes,
We would love to hear it. Hear your thoughts then about it.
Oo.
Yeah, it's available in more platforms now eh. Parang KTX and then I Want PFC
Yeah.
and another platform. So I mean it's still 250 to watch it. Pero I think now it's available for a longer period of time. We'll have to double check na lang kung gaano katagal.
Yeah.
Pero yun, well, I've always been vocal about Boy for Told. Kasi number one yun nga, parang it's the first queer film to be featured sa MMFF, diba? So parang it's a BL movie talaga.
Yeah, queer hindi. Kasi there was a lot of queer content featured in MMF na. Die Beautiful, Die Beautiful was one of them before. Which shifted.
Yeah, like a BL
I think that's,
movie.
it is the first BL movie. It is the first BL movie.
Yeah, alright. So, it really sort of like sets a bar, diba? Or parang blazes the trail for other BL stories to be told. So, sana, parang other studios are encouraged so that they can go ahead and produce more films, more BL stories to be told.
Right.
And hopefully the MMFF will be more open to those types of stories as well.
True.
Also, I like how it's very, it's very nostalgic. Diba? Parang it basically allows us to go back to high school and relive the love story that we could have had. So kumbaga parang alternate universe, diba? So parang parang naging bata ulit tayo. Ako, at least. I mean,
me too. I felt that. Especially with Journey. Parang, especially if you've been raised with a Catholic school. Parang we've all gone through that. Or something similar.
Ay, sorry.
Okay.
Napindot ko talaga siya. Sorry. Alam ko hindi siya nag-effect. Sorry. Go ahead, Mikey. Sorry.
What was that, Nico?
Bakit may pahalik, Nico?
Anong halik mo?
Ayun nga. So, bale, parang nakakatuwa talaga siya. Kasi parang it made you sort of like go back to the first time that you liked someone and you sort of like felt the kilig, felt the butterflies, and parang the discovery of, parang those kinds of experiences. Parang crush mo, tapos mamaya crush ka, tapos parang yung mga ganung bagay. So parang parang nostalgic talaga siya. And I like that it was told in a way na very sort of like almost, kasi that's what we dream about when we were kids, diba? Parang
Yeah.
parang things fall into place. Na there's someone fated for us. Diba? Na parang the stars will align and you will meet finally someone who may be the one for you. Alam mo yun? Parang mga ganun bagay. So parang it all sort of like played into that. I want to find my one. I want to meet my Prince Charming, and then yun. Nga. But of course, it also it also shows you all the realities. Na parang there is no perfect relationship. There is no perfect meeting. There is no perfect, alam mo yun, what do you call that? Parang nothing's perfect talaga. Parang there will always be things that get in the way, or there will always be things that sort of like prevent, or let's say make it challenging for individuals, especially when you're young, you're still discovering. Parang you don't really know how to navigate these things because it's the first time you're experiencing these emotions. And it's the first time that you are going through all of these experiences. Pero yun nga, maganda yung pagkakwento niya. I don't want to say anymore kasi may mga hindi pa nakapanood dyan. But then,
Oh my God!
Yes.
Ay, okay lang ako sa spoiler.
no! Bala ka
Mas
dyan.
encourage ako
Panoorin
manood.
mo.
Manonood ako
Panoorin mo.
mamaya. After this, manonood ako. Actually,
Yes.
dapat manonood ako nung sinabi ko sa inyo tapos hindi ako natuloy.
It's okay because now you have more time because there's parang
Yeah.
nasa platform siya.
Yeah.
Yun. Tapos I like, well, more than the acting itself, I like how the people who are playing the characters are
Yeah.
actually, number one, Adrian is really a femme character. And then Kian is also very, very open-minded. Diba? Parang, I would even say that parang for Kian, he's very mature for his age, I would say. Kasi parang the way that he talks, especially when we talk to him and during his interviews, parang talaga eh, parang he really means what he says. And he's really parang an ally. Alam mo yun, parang mararamdaman mo yun talaga sa kanya. And I think na I'm very happy if there will be a sequel. Kasi currently, hindi pa kinonfirm na may sequel. But hopefully, it happens. Kasi may mga pahapyaw rin si Dolly na parang kailangan ko na magsulat uli. So, we don't know if that's for the sequel or if that's for another project, di ba? Now, if it is for the sequel, maybe hindi pa kino-confirm kasi baka wala pang budget or wala pang producer. Diba? So, but we're all hoping for that. Kasi I think the clamor is for us to see the grand ball. We want to see how this story is. And I also want to see what happens with Timmy and Joseph.
Ay,
Joseph.
Timmy.
Minsan lang
Your
natin nakita
favorite.
si Joseph.
I know. The one
And
foretold by the mermaid.
Correct. And I want to see Timmy's story and Len's story also
Timmy
unfold.
talaga.
What happens
Favorite ko siya
there.
dun.
So Leonard, we're
Oo.
praying for you as well. Kung nasaan ka man.
Yes.
Yes. So yun.
Oh,
Yun,
Leonard,
that's-
welcome to the Twitter world din pala. He's fresh in Twitter because of the boy foretold.
Oh.
Yes, welcome.
Correct.
Twitter
Sinabi
bridge.
niya. Correct.
So yun, what about you guys?
Si Maki.
So,
Yes, si Maki
Mag-hi
na.
ka muna kay Maki.
Mag-hi ka muna, Maki.
hi baby, kumain ka na.
Yes!
Kumain na daw siya.
Kotang-kota ka na, Mare. Ha? Kotang-kota ka na.
Gusto ko yan.
Kumakain. I have to be very
Magaling.
honest. Kapag ino-off ko yung cam, sumusubo ako kasi kumakain.
Ay, sabay sila ni Baby. Ang saya.
Anong kinakain? Anong sinusubo mo, Ma?
Share naman.
Ay!
Mare, subuan mo daw siya.
Okay, pinapansin kita. Hi baby, Maring Rey.
Yeah.
Tawag sa'yo.
My God!
Okay na, pwede na ako magsalita.
Pwede na.
Ito na.
Pwede na talaga. Yes.
Yes, ang daming tawa na Nico.
Oo. Yung last box ni Nico, palong-palo.
Okay. So ako naman, with The Boy Foretold by the Stars. Actually, if I mentioned earlier na Fangirl is parang one of the films that you should think while watching, The Boy
Mm-hmm.
Foretold naman is one of those films na you can just be a sponge and absorb everything and just
Mm,
let it all unfold to you upon you and wait for the
true.
story to be told and foretold to you. Pero hindi naman siya kagaya ng film na hindi siya yung passing film lang. Na parang hindi siya yung dumaan lang. It will leave a lasting impact. Na parang, kasi if we've been discuss, we've been, gulat ako. Yes, Big Brother!
Ano yun?
Na, uh, if we've said na Fangirl kasi is one of a very political film. They're indirect man at some instances, pero it's a very political film. And if you compare The Boy Foretold, like on a shallow level with Fangirl, you will see that The Boy Foretold is not so much political. Hindi niya masyadong tinatakal yung bigat
True.
ng issue sa lipunan. But no, diba? If you will really think behind the scenes, think behind the dialogues, and think through all these cinematography and whatnot, no, you will really feel na nakatahi sa kwento yung issue na gustong iparating at gustong ihayag ng The Boy Foretold. No? First and foremost, meron kasing may mga scenes na halimbawa yung tatlong magkakaibigan, no? It tackles yung every time nandun sila and they were bullied. Sorry, Anne, spoil ka ba? But every time they were being bullied, no? Ako as a viewer, naiirita ako kasi parang
Same.
hindi naman sa I don't want people to watch kasi that's also a truth and it should be manifested din na mapakita na may ganong katotohanan. Pero naiirita ako siguro in a good way at it is effective for the film kasi I feel for them. I feel the sympathy for the characters, especially the characters of the three effeminate gay students. No? So, yun. Parang yung mga ganong nuances, ganong mga indirect attack sa pagsalamin ng issue is very effective with The Boy Foretold by the Stars. Story-wise, napansin, although may mga bitin, kasi I guess I'm really hoping na merong part 2, 3, 4, or what, o kung ilan man ang aabutin ng production, no? Pero may mga kwentong bitin. Unang-una yun nga, yung grad ball. Pangalawa, yung ano name ng girl? Kasi naman yung girl, I forgot. Si Karen
po.
Yun. Parang, what will happen to her? What will happen to the grad ball? Ganyan. And yung kaibigan na FO, di ba? So parang, ang dami pang mga what do you call this? Madami pang mga points na pwede pang i-explore. Pero, with the 1 hour duration of the film, no? In fairness, buo yung kwento at least ni Kian at ni Adrian or ng characters ni Kian at ni Adrian. First, kasi 'di ba, I don't wanna spoil kasi pero 'di ba may checklist, 'di ba? So personally, ako while watching, if they are in the storytelling of checklist 1, you pretty much know that there will be point 2 and point 3 pa throughout the film, 'di ba? So nung medyo naging anticipatory for me, not in a bad way, hindi siya pangit, pero anticipatory for me na mayroon pang mga magaganap kasi na-foretold na rin sa akin or na-foresee ko na rin kung ano yung mga mangyayari dahil doon sa checklist na yon. So I was really, so yun na rin yung naging yun yung isang, parang yung isang mata ko na nanonood, yung isang mata ko hinahanap kung ito na ba yung checklist na to, ito na ba yung mangyayari doon sa checklist na to, parang ito na ba yung ulan, yung mga ganon. So parang yun yung hinahanap ko while watching. Pero that's the shallow Maki watching the film. Pero another side din kasi with The Boy Foretold is being ako personally being raised, hindi naman raised, ang pangat ng raised, parang I attended a Catholic high school.
Yes.
High school. So for me it's a very relatable film na may mga ganong nangyayari, may mga ganong talagang instances na nabubully ang mga hindi nagfi-fit sa kung anong kung ano yung image ng isang Catholic high school student na lalaki. So may mga times na nabubully, pero a lot of those times, especially ako, nakita ko yun sa sarili ko kay Adrian, na as one of those students in a Catholic school na effeminate, na gay, ganyan, yung nag-excel, yun yung pupunta sa yung ma-extracurriculars, ma-pro ka sa kung saan, madaming mga, alam mo yun, kung may 8 kamay, lahat yung busy, parang ganun.
Yes.
Parang, din ko nakita yung sarili ko sa character ni Adrian. And I really have to commend Adrian's acting. Actually, nung nilabas yung, what do you call this, the nominees for the best actor. So, of course, Paolo Avellino was there. And then Adrian was also there. Parang, after watching the film, parang ako, hindi ko na rin, parang, ano ba? I don't want to say that Adrian deserved better. I don't want to say that Paolo deserved less, but I feel that Adrian deserved better. At least in my personal experience. No?
Okay.
Kasi first and foremost, the dedication of being, alam mo yun, parang gawin mong ganun ka-petite ulit yung katawan mo for this film. Oh my God. Sinabihan pa siya na huwag siyang, hindi siya ganun kapit. Oh my God, sobrang tawa ko ng tawa kapag may mga tirit na ganun. Oh. So yun. Pero in a general scope, no, watching The Boy Foretold is actually it's not a new film. I mean, the storyline and the topics it tackles is not new. But it's done so beautifully na parang kahit paulit-ulit yung ganong narrative ng mga kwento ng queer man o hindi, iko-consume pa din siya kasi relatable cute and bubbly, ganyan. Pero at the same time, yung pagka-cute ng mga scenes, pagka-cute ng dialogue is also in hindsight very political. In hindsight also it's a statement film. Parang hindi man directly, it is a statement film, no. There are a lot of statements within the dialogue, within the placing of the camera even. I don't know if it's me being too technical, pero the way that the color grading is put there.
Yes.
Very evident ang color grading, especially sa kapag
yung color palette nila.
Yeah.
Through the oranges and the blues.
Right.
Yes. So yun, parang although there is one particular scene na nagustuhan ko talaga, yung nasa checklist number 2 sila.
Hindi pa nakapanood ni Anje. Gusto ko rin yung scene na yun eh.
Yun, it's like, oh my God.
I love that scene.
Yeah, that's a very, parang, di naman conclusive, pero conclusive for the character of Kian na for you to bring that person to a very special place.
Yes!
Nakarate si Anjan.
It meant a lot, diba? Marami pa siyang kinuda doon na parang the reason daw na, basta, panoorin mo na lang Anjan.
Panoorin mo Anjan.
Also, sorry.
Yeah.
If you can remember na nagkaroon tayo last year ng impromptu or ng improv with these two promising young actors, no.
Yes.
Nakita ko yung alam mo yun, yung mata sa mata acting ni
I know.
So ang galing niya talaga, like okay, go. Dami ko gusto sabihin pero go, Ange.
Yes.
Hindi pa napapanood ni Anje. Pero ito, add lang to what Maki was saying a while ago. Parang the political irony also with that is kung sino pa yung oppressed, especially the femme gays, sila pa are the ones people and moving in the journey in the Catholic group. So, and we've all been that. I mean, kahit naman in reality, ganun din sila eh. Or ganun din yung mundo na I grew up wherein kung sino pa yung FM na which one are outcasted by the society, sila pa yung mas malapit sa Diyos. Sila pa yung altar boys, sila pa yung sacristan, sila pa yung candle bearers, lahat. And they're the ones making the church move. Ang ironic lang. And it was like a slap on the face na, ito na, pinakamamukha namin sa inyo through a movie. Can't you still see that?
Right. And it's to shake in the consciousness of everybody eh. Na parang, diba, yung mga taong na inaanan nyo, yun yung mga matitino at mga active at sa mga extracurricular activities na they make things really happen at the end of the day, diba? So,
yes.
Pero ako, here's my take. I think adding to what Mac said, Um, feeling ko mas may maibubuga pa si Adrian pag ibang material ang nabigay sa kanya.
Right.
Pag binigyan siya ng heavy, darker, ano ba, like something, I think may maibubuga pa siya. Yun yung naramdaman ko. Medyo nabitin ako ng konti sa na-deliver niya. Kasi siguro yung material parang it's rom-com, it's happy, di ba? It's the character lang. And he did well, really. Pero pag binigyan siya ng drama, ng ano ba, medyo levels ng fangirl, feeling ko talagang mag-excel si Adrian. Yun yung mararamdaman ko talaga. Yung nakita ko So I guess for future projects, sana mabigyan siya ng mga mas mabibigat na mga roles, I guess. Kayang-kaya niya.
Yeah, pero I'm happy that they started with the BL na light kasi it's an introduction na not all our stories are sad and dark.
True.
Not all our love stories are that. Na hindi hindi laging may namamatay. Kumbaga.
Right. Sana more of those stories, no? Para lang ma-integrate yung tao. Ma-integrate siya sa society na we love that way.
It will come in like a regular cinema na, it's showing March 2021. It's a rom-com between Daryl and Vincent. Parang ganun. Na parang siyang Kathniel lang. Parang ganun lang.
Right. I agree.
And these kind of films kasi neutralizes the perspective and the perception of the general public towards the gay community in itself.
Agree.
Pero hindi confined with comedy and hindi confined with bastos, hindi confined with thirst and thirst for trust or something. No? So parang it's a fresh take. Although as what I've said earlier, no, hindi bago yung perspective ng material. Pero it's a fresh take pag nilapat siya sa general parang space ng LGBTQIA+ na. Kasi yun yung nakakasad, no? Sorry, pumasok na bigla sa isip ko. Na nakikita natin yung The Boy Foretold as not something new and not something groundbreaking in terms of story, in terms of the footing of the background of the whole the plot or the setting and the script. Pero na-appreciate natin siya pag nilapat mo sa LGBTQIA+ setting kasi kulang yung spaces na tinitake up ng members ng community. So this is a fresh start. This is a good start. And if this kind of narrative already started way before, this is another one of those propellers para mag-keep pushing forward yung ganitong klaseng narrative for the community.
Yeah, and to think that it won Best Picture, I second Best Picture. So that says a lot already. There's a space for us at MMFF is finally accepting we exist, not just as a comic relief. So it was beautiful to see that. And besides, ang gusto ko na i-point out dito was every story told naman is not original. Every plot told in the universe is already at a retelling of an original story. From Shakespeare to the Bible to lahat.
Yeah.
So there's no original story, kumbaga. It's just a matter of how do you tell your story. And The Boy Foretold told it really well.
Yes. Palakpak na naman tayo para sa Boy Foretold. Naaliw ako, diba? Ano ba ito? Yan. More.
Pwede pa nanonood kayo sa atin po namin.
So, is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down for Boy Foretold sa ating tatlo? Nawala na si Mikey.
Yeah.
Thumbs up with feet up too.
Yes, kasama na toast natin.
Yes.
Alright. So, okay. Ito sa next film naman, I don't know if you watch it. I think ako lang yata nakapanood nito. Tagpuan. This won third Best Picture in the Metro Manila Film Festival last year. So, pinanood ko siya. This was written by Ricardo Lee. Yes, Ricardo Lee. Wala sa isip ko. Ricardo Lee. Okay, alam mo, magaling naman talaga magsulat si Ricky Lee, diba? I mean, he's been like the legend. I mean, siya talaga yun. And people have been like looking up to him. He's like the writer. Sobrang step up na talaga siya sa... I mean, siya na talagang batikang manunulat. Kasi it's a very subliminal, deep, profound film. Sobrang malilito ka sa timeline, I swear. Kung sabi ni Maki kanina, pag hindi ka masyadong tumutok dun sa fangirl, ito ganun din Pag hindi mo sinundan, maliligaw
Ah.
kasi yung timeline niya sobrang iba as in
Okay.
tinatapon ka elsewhere. So you'd be like, wait, asang timeline na ba ako? Nasa New York kunwari si Isa Calzado, pero nasa Hong Kong si Shaina, ganyan. So anong timeline ko na? Pero ako nasundan ko siya because I had to listen to the dialogue all the time. Binabalik-balikan ko siya. Basta ang point lang ng kasi ng tagpuan, di ba in Tagalog, tagpuan is meeting place. Di ba?
Yes.
And then ang sinasabi lang doon that everything people are fleeting. People come and go. Kahit pa asawa mo yan, partner mo yan, di ba? People do come and go. And there's no permanence in everything, right? Until
Until Nico falls
you
Until
into
nawala
accept
yung
that.
internet ni Nico.
Oo.
Hello. Can you hear me now? Wala na naman
Yes, nawala internet mo na naman.
Okay, okay na ako. Ay, pero
Yes.
ito naman ako sa tanong, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hindi
Can
mo
you
wala
hear
yung
me?
tanong sa'yo. So parang ang point lang nung pelikula is that until we accept the fact, kasi ano yun parang yung character ni Alfred Vargas doon, ano siya parang basta nakipaghiwalay na siya doon kay Isa Calzado, and then Shaina was like the side girl, woman doon, so on and so forth. Anyway, I just felt like Alfred Vargas wasn't really, I'm sorry to say this, but he wasn't really that effective as an actor. Hindi nga siya nakuha as best actor nominee dun sa film festival di ba? To me kasi parang light lang, masyado siyang ano. But he was kind of like boxing people binox niya yung asawa niya in a certain parang perception na dapat ito ka lang. Even yung si Shaina Magdayaw doon, yung character. Nanalo para si Shaina as a best supporting hand. I think she deserves that.
Ah, okay.
Yun.
I
So,
was supposed to ask that.
super, she deserves it. I'm telling you. Super galing niya talaga.
And,
Kinakahon yung mga realities ng mga tao. In the end, na-realize
Okay.
na may transformation naman siya, pero hindi masyado nakita. Parang more like a mental note na lang sa kanya na parang na-realize niya na parang I shouldn't really parang apply my reality in other people's realities. Kasi sa kanya, parang everything is calculated, is expected, is anticipated. Pero na-realize niya na si Isa Calzado was the artist, creative type, na parang ayaw niyang maging typical housewife. Kaya napunta ng New York from Manila. Ito naman si Shaina Magdayaw is a different character. Hindi mo alam kung siya ay sex worker, kung siya ba ay kind of like a different worker. Basta hindi masyadong vague. So the whole point of the film there is parang you depart or go from one reality to another reality. Kaya ganun yung timeline na tinatapon-tapon ka because in reality, life is about the different realities. Parang ganun. So to me, parang it's a good film, but it takes so much thinking and processing. As in, subliminal talaga siya. As in, may part doon na makakonfuse ka na kunwari nag-hug pareho si Shaina Magdayaw at si Isa Calzado. Hindi naman sila nag-meet, pero like it was taken metaphorically. Parang ganun. Sabi ko, ang galing ng pagkakasulat ni Ricky Lee doon. Kasi nga, it's not the typical drama na anak, di ba? Ganun yung mga sinusulat niya before. It's very deep and profound. I just feel like it's not the film for everyone. Kasi kung usapan natin is pang household, pang pamilya, medyo mature yung content Medyo mature yung processing. Hindi siya para sa bata talaga, no? So,
Pero-
yun. Yeah, go.
Got a question though. Kasi if Fangirl was the same thing, di ba? They're both non-linear. They're both not for kids. And they're both parang twisted in a way. So, bakit hindi siya, bakit hindi siya umabot doon sa level ni Fangirl?
Si Fangirl kasi, nasusundan natin, it's, kumbaga, it's concrete, di ba? Parang it's socially relevant, kumbaga may references tayo ng mga tao. Ito kasi very abstracted kasi, Lance, Sobrang
Okay, gets.
So parang, yung reality, it takes so much processing. Basta very abstracted siya, very subliminal na hindi siya maintindihan outright ng tao. Even yung timeline, parang ang timeline, ang nipis lang parang manipis lang siya na thread na talagang susundan mo siya along the way. Diba? Tapos papakinggan mo talaga yung mga parang ang galing ng pagkakasulat ng dialogue talaga. Sabi ko, my gosh, kudos talaga.
Ricky Lee. Ricky Lee and his dialogues are brilliant talaga. We all know that.
Binabalik-balikan ko siya parang may tumataas.
Shaina Magdayaw.
Yun. So, yan, palakpak na naman tayo sa tagpo. Pero it won a third best picture sa Metro Manila. So, deserved pa rin, no? So, ayan. Alright, let's go na to, bakit si
Uy,
Angel nilagay ko dyan? Wait,
di ko alam.
sorry na. Sorry. Let's go to the next one. Ito, Magic Land. Ako hindi ko napanood to.
Ayan, napanood ko yan. I watched that.
Okay. Sige,
That I
go.
watched. Yeah, it's very nostalgic. And ito
Okay.
yung pinaka-innocent among all of the entries sa
Okay.
Metro Manila Film Festival. And it
Okay.
brought me back to Peke Galiaga's Magic Temple, but with today's generation. So imagine the world wherein you're playing Pokemon Go meets Mobile Legends. So may ganong AR, VR feel. And it was refreshing in a way na we came from the graphics of Reciclo and you see this. Parang it's a good leap. It's a good jump from that ancient to something at least modern na you could see, in a way, there was a scene there wherein we couldn't figure out if the ones we were seeing were real rocks or CGI rocks na inukit. So,
galing.
may mga ganong parts. Some we could still see na they're graphically made, pero the other graphics done in this movie was good at least.
Right.
At least sabi naman, we have a future pa. Especially, I was telling Ma'am Yao din na yung rawness ng graphics, na don't expect Game of Thrones dragons, but expect like a video game dragon. It lended that kind of graphics to Magic Land kasi they were thrown into a computer and a video game. Kumbaga. So everything lent in, and the world building of Magic Land was good.
Hila, napanood mo yung Aswang Chronicles? Di ba medyo okay naman yung...
Medyo okay naman yung graphics nila doon. Medyo ganon. Mga ganong level na.
Nice.
At mas maganda pa ngayon compared sa Aswang Chronicles. Mas malinis dito.
Talaga.
And syempre, they have to pay millions for graphics. And Magic Land trivia, according to Maring Reka, it's actually, if we have Enchanted Kingdom, Magic Land is in Bacolod naman.
Oh, it's a real place?
It's a real place. And they sponsored Magic Land. So, alam mong it's a big family innocent movie wherein you're thrown into the world of 5 children.
Right.
5 ba sila? Or 4? Basta, the 2 sisters, si Firebend, si Boy, tsaka si the poor kid. 4 lang sila. 4 lang sila. Yun.
4. Yeah.
For the 4 elements. So you're thrown into that series, into that sequence, and it's really a kids movie na everything is light, na everything would fall into place as if everything was parang dictated upon them. Na the conflict is light, everything is light, but what I liked about it was na the lessons they embedded while telling the story was all there. Na you have to trust your own gut, you have to have courage, you have to be kind. Para not all battles can be fought with fighting only. Sometimes you just have to be kind in order to attain that power. Yung ganong message. So, tibok. And it's a Christmas movie too. So the values are embedded there. And ito yung out of all the MMF na pinanood ko, ito yung walang murang MMF na nakita ko. Kasi all of them had curses everywhere. This one was clean. Clean up all of it. And sabi nga namin, the kid who's playing Pat there in Magic Land, I want to see him how he would grow up. Because I'm curious. He has this crooked side smile. So I'm curious how this actor will turn out after a few years. Kasi he was great in Magic Land. It was refreshing.
Cool. Kami sinabi may pambata siya na pelikula. Hindi ko siya pinanood. I was planning to watch it, pero napagod na ako manood kasi 4-4. Parang nahilo na talaga ako. I could watch Magic Land. Kasi effects, I guess, better, no? May future na talaga ang pelikula.
May laban na tayo. Kanya tayong lumaban. Parang it's a step up from Bagani, the TV series din.
Yes, that
especially with world building. I mean, if you're gonna compare world building with Bagani to this, I'd prefer Magic Land's world building better kasi mas malinis yung pagkakagawa nila ng mundo. And it has this very colorful, if you imagine Wakanda, so imagine that to the Philippine context, somehow. I've seen elements na parang Wakanda in Magic Land, yung ganong in-depth na pag-iisip.
Galing.
Kasi like example, yung isang part there, the river people, so all the tapestries are all based on the Bajau tapestries. Parang ganon. Kasi diba, the tapestry yung Bajau are all water people eh. So parang ganon yung care na nilagay nila for the world building ito.
Beautiful. Ito yung sinabi mo
Yes.
before sa Bagani Lance na sa Bagani kasi parang they took the narrative as the narrative. Ito kasi, they took it like on different like, level, very fictional pa rin siya, pero meron pa rin pahapyaw ng kultura na hindi siya masyadong,
Yes.
di ba? Hindi kasinungalingan yung sinasabi dito, di ba?
Mm.
Yes.
And you believe that you believe their world. You believe in their world.
Yeah.
Kumbaga.
Yun yung sinasabi mo. Yeah. Beautiful. Thumbs up, thumbs down sa'yo.
Thumbs up, especially if I'm looking at it as a perspective as a kids movie. I'd recommend it to any kid who wants to go into a ride.
Yep.
Mm.
Yes.
Kaya very nostalgia kasi if you watch Magic Temple pa, parang, oh, that was Anne Curtis during her time. Parang ganun. You get those feeds pa rin.
Okay.
Pero yun nga, story-wise nga lang, sabi nga ni Mikey, I'm just reading what he says, na
Yan, sige.
there could have been real danger. Ayun. So yung Magic Land could have been better story-wise. I did not feel invested because I did not feel like they were in real danger, which is true. It would have been nice na if the challenges are more complex or difficult. I understand that, kaya I had to put myself in the shoes of a kid and compare it to all the kids' movies I've watched in Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, yung mga ganung movies. And Magic Land shares the same template as yung pang kids talaga na stories.
Nice.
Their target market are kids.
Fresh.
Right.
That's refreshing.
Yung ano lang, ako, nag-comment, hindi ko naman napanood. Pero siguro, we are not the target age group of the film.
We are not the target age group.
Feeling ko if you show Magic Land to a kid, if he or she will give a thumbs up or down, feeling ko he or she will give a thumbs up.
Yep.
Very much so because of sabi nga ni Lance earlier na yung graphics wise na realistic na rin kasi nakita ko kasi yung ilang clips so realistic yung graphics and at the same time parang feeling ko yung conflict might be shallow for us pero para sa isang bata na walang malaking experience in life pa.
Yeah.
This is a good parang first step para magulo yung buhay niya. De joke lang.
Ayun nga, sabi nga rin ni Ma'am Miao, it's the same template as Metanoia din, RPG Metanoia. So ganun din siya, similar din siya.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good kasi I've enjoyed watching this RPG.
Oo. Ayun nga, sabi rin ni Ma'am Miao na yung target audience niya was 12 and her kid enjoyed it. So, thumbs up to Magic Land.
Effective. At nasali sa top 5, nominees out of the
I know. I was happy when it was there kasi parang if Boy for Told was a dessert, ito yung last drink mo ng tubig na panghimagas na ganun.
Yeah.
Magic Land was that. It's pure, fresh, and clean.
Gusto ko yung analogy natin ganyan. Very effective.
Yes. Tapos si tagpuan yung overcomplex na French appetizer.
Exactly. Ano to? Escargot.
Escargot.
Oo. Diba?
Suso
lang pala.
Oo, ganun.
True. Ay, Mikey saying something. I think we should give more credit to kids too. Kids these days are more exposed to complex challenges. Yes. They play complicated games these days. Yes. Definitely. Nawala na si Mikey. Diyos ko.
Diyos ko. Boko Wi-Fi is real. Happy 2021 Wi-Fi.
Kung pwede lang naman, diba? Diyos ko. Ayan. Alright, we'll go now to the last one. Ito naman, I don't know if you've seen this. It's The Missing.
It's not my genre. Pero hands down to Easy Ferrer. Kasi I avoid that kind of genre kasi they stay in my head. So,
cool.
Kayo naman magsalita.
Ay, ako napanood ko siya. Ito yung nilagay ko talaga siya because I like the trailer. Kumbaga, ano na siya parang it's departing from the typical shake, rattle, and roll kind of Filipino. Pinoy, alam mo yun, horror, ganyan.
And all I know, the kid was nominated, diba? The kid won there, diba?
I think, yes.
For Best Actor.
The kid won. Effective yung bata. I swear. Ano siya parang, I think si Maring Reka tweeted this na parang pasok siya sa formulaic horror film na pang-international na. I agree.
And I think she mentioned now international, I think it was more, it's the formula of the Thai-Japanese horror template. Kasi if you go international, iba yun
ano siya, pasok na siya dun sa genre. And for me, commendable.
Mm.
Kasi ang Pinoy nakagawa ng ganun. Na parang alam mo yung Japanese horror films kind of feels.
Yeah.
Ibigay ng Pilipino. Sabi ko, ang galing. Diba? But true, parang pumasok siya dun sa formula na yun. Japanese style horror films, ganyan. Pero for me, the fact na nagawa ng Pilipino, hala, hindi yun, it's not an easy feat, I must say. So, kudos to Easy for doing this. Ano siya parang ang story din, very grounded. Hindi mo iisipin na parang gawa lang ang katang isip. Kasi may historical backstory kemeng ganyan. So sabi ko,
without any spoilers, ano yung backstory niya na historical? I'm curious lang. Or would it spoil it if you tell the backstory?
Paano ba? Basta, ano kasi, like, may paniniwala ang Japanese daw kasi that whenever they parang build their houses, for it to withstand earthquake, they have to like sacrifice human beings. Like they have to kill and bury them out of parang ano ba to? Parang without their will, parang ganon.
Okay, so, I'm interested.
I forgot the term sa pelikula. So ganun siya.
I know.
Tapos naging complicated, nagkaroon ng kinikwento ko na talaga, 'di ba? So parang nagkaroon ng complication. Yung bahay na, yung haunted house na parang inaayos nila kasi archetype yung dalawang main characters doon. Parang it withstood the test of time, pero merong backstory. Parang ko ba explain? Basta
gets ko na. I think when you said the premise na ng story, parang okay, I understand where it will go now.
So you can watch. Ayoko na ikwento. Pero kasi maraming pinatay para lang mag-withstand yung bahay na yun. So
it's just like that one then. It's like then the story of the theater wherein they buried a lot of people.
Hindi ako familiar with the film.
This is real, di ba? Yung urban legend na yun na when you're building a theater.
It's near our office.
Hence the many ghosts.
Exactly. So, yung ganun kasi diba, exactly, urban legend, hindi lang siya horror, nakagawa katang isip, shake, rattle, and roll, diba? Parang ano siya, abstract.
Nakaugat.
Diba? Nakaugat siya. So, iisipin mo ba, oh my gosh, ayokong pumunta ng Japan. Haunted yung mga pahay.
It could be, kaya I was thinking that it could be urban legends then, like what happened for us. So, kanya-kanyang paniniwala yun din.
Right. But it was beautifully done, ha? As in, natuwang-tuwa ako, even the acting, hindi siya exagerada. And then, they look Asian. What's the name? Si Ritz Azul? Is it Ritz Azul?
Si Ritz ata.
Siya yung
babae doon.
Mukha siyang Haponesa kasi chinita and everything. So, very effective yung mga actor doon.
Question.
Yes.
Kasi diba, I think Easy Ferrer's wheelhouse talaga is horror. So, mas maganda ba yung lente niya compared, diba? We know he also did BLs. Does he feel more comfortable doing horrors?
Yung gusto ko sabihin, kasi nakita ko rin siya sa Ben X Gym, may mga ganong cinematography siyang ginagawa sa Ben X Gym na nakita ko doon. So sabi ko, effective for horror talaga for me. Kasi may mga shots sa Ben X Gym na medyo, it's kind of eccentric. Na alam mo yon na parang feeling
which ko... Which one? Example nga? Like which one in Ben X Gym was...
Ito, yung nagpupukpok ng na nasira ni Ben, ni Jim pala, sorry, napagpalit ko na. Ni Jim yung pintuan ni Ben sa bahay. And then, may eksenang inaayos niya or something. Madilim yung part na yon. Even the shot there was very reminiscent of yung mga horror na ginagawa talaga ni Easy Ferrer. So, may mga ganong shots akong nakita doon sa Ben X Gym na sabi ko, hala, parang nakita ko dun sa The Missing. So, to your question, I think yung lente niya, parang okay for horror. Okay naman si Ben X Gym, diba? Pero mas effective siya for horror talaga eh. Kasi nakuha niya talaga eh. Grabe. Tapos di ba may mga horror, Pinoy horror tayo na talagang eksena, yung sigaw, mga ganyan. Yung bagwa! Ganyan.
Yung Chris Aquino School of Screaming.
Oo, walang ganun. As in, sobrang tamang sigaw lang talaga.
Yun din yung tatanong ko. Para makakompare mo ba siya with the Chris Aquino horror films or the Shake, Rattle, and Roll na merong isang entity or something?
Wala talaga. As in, sobrang, hindi, alam mo yun, parang gugulatin ka, tapos biglang mawawala. Alam mo yun, biglang nagugulat kasi biglang eventually mag-aware off yung takot mo. Sa ano kasi sa like feng shui kasi, parang as in, ang lakas ng sigaw, tapos tuloy-tuloy siya hanggang sa mapapagod ka. And it's very typical na. And ito kasi, ang maganda dito kasi nakaugat, grounded siya in a real story, urban legend talaga. Kasi isipin mo talagang totoo siya na, di ba, makatotohanan, hindi lang gawa-gawa lang talaga.
Ooh,
So,
and
kaya, that's why they said
Showing
that's very international. Then,
Yes.
so that's the international element. Okay.
Pero ako lang, I want the story to push a little bit more. Pero okay na ako sa kwento actually. Pero I guess, sana ma-maintain at ma-sustain ng Regal itong ganitong paggawa ng horror talaga. Kasi effective talaga sa akin. Hindi ko nga pinanood yung, di ba sa kanila din yung Shake, Rattle, and Roll? Sa kanila din, di ba?
Yeah.
Di ba sa kanila rin? Kaya nga there's Frigidaire eh. There's the reference of Frigidaire in Bennett's Gym.
Right.
Kasi di ba Frigidaire is part of the Shake, Rattle, and Roll parts.
Correct. Sorry, narinig niyo ba yun?
Oo.
yes, hello.
Hi. Well, who's calling? Who's our guest today?
Oh my God. Alam mo yun, the
Influencers the series to or what? For next.
Oh my God!
Last missed call.
Ganun. Nakatingin ako sa likod ko, mag-isa lang ako dito doy.
Oo.
Uy, pero pinanood ko siya ng umaga, hindi talaga gabi.
Oh,
Kasi alam ko
yun actually sabi ni Reka, do not watch it at night.
No, hindi talaga.
So, I have a question. Is it, kasi, paano ba? I've seen a lot of horror films. Kasi if Lance, hindi niya wheelhouse yung horror. Ako kasi Medj. I watch horror films talaga. Umuoo yung boyfriend ko. Oo. Kasi siya yung nag-happy sa akin manood ng horror films. So,
Yes.
part siya ng mga genres na sinusubaybayan namin. No?
Yeah.
Pero, I have a question kasi with this The Missing, no? Is it like comparable to, for example, ako kasi for me, ang one of the best with like the likes of Insidious, yung mga ganong kind of film. Or one of the, yung mga hindi ko naman nagustuhan.
Ano ba hindi mo nagustuhan ng horror?
Oo.
Oh my God. Corazon, yung mga ganong, sorry naman.
Kaya, I was actually wondering if it was like in the wheelhouse of parang The Ring and parang The Grudge and Insidious combined.
Yeah.
Yung international elements ng Insidious with the storytelling of The Grudge.
Ganun yung, okay.
Ganun ba? Ganun ba, Nico?
Ganun siya. Ano siya? Si The Grudge kasi and Insidious, ano na siya, level higher siya talaga. Si The Missing kasi somewhere in the middle, average pa siya. So I think they're going up there already. Pero The Grudge is like The Grudge. Insidious talaga. Nasabi ko yun talaga yung nasa God tier, kumbaga. Ito nasa gitna lang sila. Tamang takot lang. Pero natutuwa ako kasi the fact that nagawa to ng Pilipino. I mean, we're going there. Diba?
Right.
So hindi na corny na nakakatakot. Diba? Ang galing na. Amazing.
So kapag nilagay natin sa isang number line, yung
kung the lighter satisfier ABCD, ganun eh.
You put it in an x-axis, no? Parang, is it on the negative side or in the positive side of
positive. Positive naman.
Positive, okay.
Yeah, positive siya. Yes. Ano ba, konting
push? Oh my God, I'm so curious.
Push pa siguro, pero Insidious and The Grudge, I mean, hello, sila talaga yun, di ba?
Oo, kasi hindi ako horror fan, napanood ko rin yun. So, alam ko.
The Grudge, The Ring.
Actually, lang napanood ko eh. Insidious pala sa napanood ko.
Yung Conjuring, ayoko panoorin. Ayoko panoorin yung Conjuring.
Medyo yun, nakakapanibago panoorin yung Insidious and Conjuring. Maybe because of the actors kasi. Parang mag-asawa at naging magkapatid. So parang,
true.
But okay.
So to me, parang it's a thumbs up for me, The Missing. Noong una nagde-doubt ako, sabi ko baka maging Shake, Rattle, and Roll na ng feels, but hindi eh. Nung pinanood ko yung trailer, sabi ko, I worth it. Yes. So yun, I think it's a thumbs up for, I think maganda yung picks or selection ng Metro Manila Film Festival.
Yeah, actually,
yes, ngayon.
Mga films eh.
Except for one or two.
Pero from you guys, I think nag-level up talaga tayo.
Yes.
And
one
of the positive things, I guess, the few positive pandemic brought us magaganda yung
True.
nalabas na.
True.
And I do hope, let's say, if we're out of the pandemic already, I do hope they still give the
Yeah.
opportunity to watch online.
Yeah.
Sana they still do that and open it pa rin.
Agree. I
Kasi
agree.
not everyone can watch it
Better.
when parang pagka-release ng Christmas season. Like ako,
Yep.
we're usually
Yeah,
out of
ako
town
din.
when that happens.
Exactly.
Kaya
Mhm.
I couldn't
And
go watch it in the
usually,
cinemas.
And usually kapag time ng MMFF, no, one of the things or places I avoid is going to the mall kasi sobrang
Yes.
Yeah.
daming tao.
Yeah.
Especially sa
Yes.
MMFF, di ba? Kasi pinipilahan. Although it's a good thing na pinipilahan yung mga pelikulang Pilipino. Pero ako, parang hindi kasi ako ganun ka-willing. Lalo na kung halimbawa, yung mga normal na pinipilahang pelikula na alam natin historically. Hindi yun yung mga pelikulang pag-aaksayahan ko ng panahon na pilahan. Sorry. Pero, yun. Pero with the
Totoo
likes
naman
of
eh.
with the likes of these films na pinapakita natin ngayon,
Go.
sana ma-sustain na
Yeah.
and also made available virtually para sa mga
True. I hope my option kick. I think Mikey shared before it's isang ano naman parang live din namin. Na parang I think cinemas will be opening this year, I guess, no. I hope may konting hybrid siguro, may option na virtual, may option din na cinema or theater.
Oo, maximize na nila.
Yeah.
Parang it's two different platforms na.
Yeah.
Right.
Kaya magiging challenge lang nila siguro with that kasi is dadalaan sila sa MTRCB pa din. So, they have to go through parental blah blah blah.
Yun.
Pero if they're able to battle that with yung current MMF ngayon, siguro it could pass.
Yeah. True. Yun nga di ba? Iba na yung MMFF na body ngayon. Parang talagang very young na eh. The fact na ito yung mga pinili nilang mga pelikula, di ba? Wait, ako sorry. I'm gonna say this anyway. Diba, may pelikula si Noro Honor.
Ay, napanood ko yun.
Yeah.
Pinanood ko yun.
Ay, napanood mo rin siya. Oo.
Yung isang
Pero
baghari.
sa akin kasi parang ano na eh. We need films na napapanahon na. Parang that story has been told before. I mean,
And,
I've seen that. Diba?
Ako naman, what I appreciated with that story was it's refreshing in a way na it's told in a 50th generation. Parang the 50 years old, 40 years generation of an LGBT story. Kasi we rarely see that. So that's the beauty of it lang. I'm concentrating more on that story arc lang. Kasi if you put it in the other arcs, it's gonna be like, oh, it's another family movie or a family drama again with great actors in it. Parang ganun siya. Ganun yung feel niya. Though it still has that Christmas MMF family drama effect pa rin. Kasi ganun naman I think yung target nila eh. Pero I was happy at least even if they were targeting that family drama, they included a part of our rainbow in that story.
Yeah. Uy, pero alam mo, nung nakita natin na nasa nominee si Noro Honor, I was really hoping na, sorry talaga, na hindi na siya yung mananalo. Parang
once you walk when you nakita mo si Charlie, parang, hands down.
Yes!
Wala na.
Yes! Yun. Super nice.
Not to throw shade, pero we need to also evolve and be dynamic with the people we give praise to. I mean, she's already a legend. Very much so. She has lived through all these years of parang isa siya sa mga alam mo yun, parang I could say na Nor walked so Charlie could run. So
right. Yes. And it is a good testament na ngayon na our young actors can battle out and can run with the likes of Nora Honor. So parang ang galing nun. Proof yun na. And I think Nora Honor respected that too. So parang ang galing.
Oo naman. Yeah. Even nga si Isa Calzado, 'di ba? Parang puring-puri talaga kay Charlie Dizon eh, 'di ba?
Sinaman talaga, Day.
Ay, naku, Day, panoorin niyo muna.
Oo.
Kung hindi ka mawindang doon, ewan ko na lang.
Sobrang nakakawin na.
Correct. All right. So I think we've pretty much talked about the Metro Manila Film Festival. But siguro ito na lang, parang the reason that we talked about it this way is for us to really give everybody a glimpse of what's gonna happen in BBS. Diba? Parang we're gonna be bigger, bolder, and stronger. We're gonna be extending ourselves more. So hindi lang kami mag-react, magbibigyan kami ng commentary, but more likely we're here to like trigger movements, sure. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're gonna be more
So,
vocal. We're gonna go bigger
yeah.
and bolder with our
Yeah.
statements. So let's see.
Malay mo, end of this year, magpo-produce na rin kami. Joke lang.
Yeah.
So,
Uy,
Uy,
Petse
wala.
Productions. Ganun.
Short film. Short film muna.
O, magtulungan tayo.
Tayo.
Yes. And ano pa ba? Ano pa pang pwede natin gawin? It's gonna be like sabi nga ni Maki kanina, napaka-spontaneous tayo natin na grupo and very dynamic naman tayo. It can be anything. BTS, ano pa ba? We have RuPaul. Diyos ko, hinahabol ko pa talaga si RuPaul ngayon. Pero I'm
Ay,
telling
hindi, okay
you,
lang. Okay
Yes.
lang. Kasi the season 1 pa lang, parang I think the release for the next episode is gonna be tomorrow.
okay.
They just
May
released
time
the
pa ako.
first season ngayon. So,
Yes.
first episode pa lang lumalabas sa Netflix.
Perfect. Okay lang, laban. And also, natuwa ako sa RuPaul ha. I thought parang, akala ko eme lang talaga siya. Oo.
Ay nako. Which season are you in now? That's the
First parang
question.
season 2 pa lang talaga ako. Huwag na ako i-judge. Pero,
Ay, hindi, okay lang. Epic yung season 2.
yun nga super gaganda nila ha. I swear.
Yun yung Manila Luzon, di ba? Tsaka si Raj.
Yeah.
Si Raja, tama?
Tapos ano
Put it in the perspective na the time na ginagawa yung each season is hindi vocal yung community, hindi ganito ka-accepting. So,
Right.
At hindi yung resources, hindi ganito kadami for them.
Correct.
Yeah. So you have to put them in their time. Kung anong pinari. Yung this was done year like this. So imagine ano ng time period, ano nangyayari sa movement natin doon. And you'd understand kung bakit ganun yung atake niya.
We thank you for that.
Although maraming drama within the RuPaul, blah, pero at least she provided a platform for them.
Yeah. And then, siguro kasi ako fan ako ng America's Next Top Model. And then suddenly nawala yun eh. Parang hindi ko na sinasundan. Napagod na ako manood. But I super love it.
Gusto ko to compared sa America's Next Top Model.
Exactly! Diba?
Right.
Yung creativity, yung transformation, parang, oh my goodness. And the character, the personality, super love ko talaga. Ayan. And then, aside from RuPaul, we're gonna be reacting to, ano ba to? Beauty pageants, Miss Universe, ano pa ba?
Yes, kaya nga sabi ko, we're channeling the universe to us now.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Will they do a virtual? Paano?
I wonder.
Ano na yung Miss Universe?
I think it's on March? Tama ba sa March?
March.
Parang yung sinasabi nila.
Para rin ba siyang ginawa with the Binibining Pilipinas? Or how will they attack this now?
Yun nga eh.
Yan nga eh. So that's what we are. Kasi there are a lot of pageants
Yun nga eh. May nabasa ako pero hindi pa rin ito
virtual.
Right. Actually, marami na. Pero may nabasa ako na parang hindi ito verified ha, parang chismis lang. Parang may partly magiging virtual siya, like first like semis ganyan, prelims rather, and then pat semis ito volleyball, charot. Prelim parang virtual, and then pag yung top 5 yun na raw i-meet in person. Parang hala, totoo ba? Ang weird naman no, nawala na yung essence ng Miss Universe. Ayun. Diba?
Oo.
Okay.
Yes, going back to RuPaul daw, sabi ni Ma'am Meow, you should watch out for Sasha Velour, which is so true. Para malay yung biyahe ka pa. It's a long way to go, pero you should watch her.
Season 9. So,
yes.
Ay, nako, yun. Mag-invest
Feeling
talaga
ko, yung inner diva mo is Sasha Velour for some reason.
oh my God.
Diba?
Sige, na-excite tuloy ako. Papanoorin ko na mabilis to. Grabe. Pero aside from that,
baka mamaya mag-season 9 ka na agad.
Oo nga. Punta mo na sa biyahe.
Yeah. Pero super grabe impact sa akin ng RuPaul. Talagang, alam mo yun, parang I felt free eh. When I watched it, parang shocked.
Liberating, di ba?
Liberating.
Tapos Nico, you should also watch yung kasi Netflix has like celebrity guests na who did drag din for RuPaul's Drag Race. I think you do it kapag hihinga ka na lang. Or after you've done season 9 or 8, parang ganon, you go to that. Kasi what they did was, they made parang mini episodes or mini series wherein they got 3 celebrities, put them in drag, and let them compete. Since celebrities talaga na legit. And regardless of gender yon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So, interesting yun. It was fun.
Sige na. Ano talaga ako. But kayo ba guys? Yeah, go, Lance.
Sabi pa ni Craig, kasi the beauty of the later episodes, later seasons, they have something called the untuck. If you have the drama in the front, Antak has
Okay.
drama behind the scenes. So watch that too if you have time.
Sige. We'll do.
Although
We'll do.
hirap hanapin, sorry.
And then
Ano yun?
meron sa Netflix. Meron sa Netflix nun. Yung Antak seasons na iba.
Sige.
Yeah, but it's not complete if you really
It-
look pa yung before.
The older ones are not there, pero the newer ones are there. And then after that, there's also an episode called Just Watch a Packing by our very own Michelle Visage. It's also on YouTube. Talagang nag-endorse talagang pag ganun, no? So,
Wala pa siya
yun yung-
kay Michelle. Kasi season 2 pa lang.
Ay, wala pa siya kay Michelle. Ayun. Basta there's parang may after show chit-chat siya with the ones na hindi nakatuloy na contestants.
Oh. Sige. Okay, we'll do that. But kayo guys, aside from RuPaul, what else would you like to watch or like react to for this year? Ano yung pwede kayo nating panoorin or ano pang ina-anticipate natin panoorin?
Ako,
Ako,
Yeah.
sige.
ikaw muna, Maki.
Sabay. Sige, ano lang. Very short lang. Hindi ko kasi sure kung it will be made as available compared to
Mhm.
MMFF. Pero
Okay.
I'm really hoping for all this Cinemalaya and Cinema One Originals.
Okay.
Those two film fests are one to look out for, feeling ko.
Okay.
Yeah. Sabi nga ni Gus daw, hi Gus! Sabi niya, watch
Hey.
Bridgerton. If you're into the Pretty Little Liars turned British with Pride and Prejudice twists, watch
Okay.
Bridgerton. Ganun eh.
Ano ba?
Hindi pa. I'm on anime binge right now. So
Okay.
that's if you're gonna go that route with anime, I'll be happy to. Kasi I've been watching
not?
Fire Force. Fire Force is so good. Kasi
Mhm.
there's also, if you think Fangirl has political undertones, Fire Force
Okay.
has that too.
Cool.
It's an anime also. So it's more of a political religious undertone. Kaya
Right.
ang ganda nung story ng Fire Force.
Uy, baka-
Thanks
baka-
Al for suggesting that.
Baka we can yan si Alo, baka we can venture into like collaborating kasi we want to collaborate with other
Mm-mm.
some of our friends out there na may ibang group din. Baka we can do like collabs in like commentaries or whatnot, diba?
Oo. Yeah, I think Al's wheelhouse is more, if you're gonna invite, there's Alan and Al, those two people. Their
Okay.
wheelhouse are anime. So if we're gonna go that route,
Yan.
we can invite both of them.
Cool.
Tapos baka sa drag, we can invite Craig again to come up for that.
Yeah.
Also with Drag Race with RuPaul.
Drag tayo dito, mama. I love it.
Yes!
Ay, tiba ko lo.
Ay. Pag-isipan ko muna yan.
The pressure. Ayan. Ange, ikaw naman, ano yung parang gusto mong panoorin or gusto nating panoorin?
Well, ako lately, I'm going back to my roots. I'm watching K-dramas again.
Okay.
Ay, pwede. We can talk about
Yes.
K-drama.
Yes.
Ay, wait. Ange, what is
Kasi medyo may betrayal ako eh. Parang napanood ko lang talaga na parang it's okay lang yung naalala ko. And I've just started with Startup. Like, nung
Startup. Maganda na startup eh.
It's good, yeah. So far. Kasi, pero, yeah. I'm really excited with the K-dramas that they'll be releasing this year. Kasi last year, actually, sobrang daming maganda. And unfortunately, hindi ko napanood lahat. Pero, yeah. Magka-catch up ako dyan.
Yes.
Ange, ano yung K-drama na parang yung may parang Tokyo Ghoul? Are you familiar with that?
Mm.
No.
Ay, hindi pa. Okay.
Soul Ghoul.
Ano yan ka? Soul Ghoul. Baka ni Tito. Ay, baka ito yun, yung Uncanny Counter Supernatural ni K-drama.
Yeah.
Baka ito yun. I'll look that up, guys.
Yeah.
Super ganda daw sabi ni Gus. Startup.
Oo.
Uy,
Tapos,
we can... Mhm.
Nico, if we're gonna go RuPaul pala, then we can invite Emma Prosty then. Malay natin, makuha natin si Emma Prosty tsaka si Puta Nesca.
Yes! Yes! Go! Just ko lahat
Kung kaya.
Kung kaya, yes. Alright, so I think that's it for tonight. I think kumustahan lang naman ang ginawa natin dito. And it's also for us to like praise the Metro Manila Film Festival, yung top 5 nominees natin. So we gave
Sabi ko praise.
Pwede naman. Pwede naman. Ipagdasal natin sila, Char. Okay. So, I think it was a good night. I think we had a good time like together, nawala na si Mikey. But, yeah, magpapalapak muna tayo, Char. Gusto ko lang pindutin. Yeah. So I think BBS is going bigger, bolder, and stronger this year, 2021, and I hope that everybody will go bigger, bolder, and stronger also with us. We'll also be open to collaborating with other reacting groups like the Random Sesh, meron pang the Sassy Patchy, diba? We're open to that also. Probably si Tito Gus, no? Baka pwedeng maka-collaborate din natin in the future, but we're here to collaborate with everyone because we are here as one community, Chart. Diba?
Yes. Tumawid na po ako kina Kalat Crew if ever.
Oo nga, nakita natin doon.
So, abang natin with the random sesh naman para masaya. And the random sesh coming over to our side.
Yes. So, do you have like last words talaga before we end our session tonight? Sure.
Let's be bigger.
Ngayon ko lang na-realize yung bigger, bolder, stronger pala BBS. Oh my God.
Yeah, yes.
Oh my God. Sorry kasi nag-work ako until 9. So parang ako, lutang na yung utak. So yung pala yun. Okay. Sorry. Yun na yung final words. Sige.
Go, diba? Enlightenment. Yes.
Oo. O sabi ko ni Gus, hindi natin siya na-i-invite. Siguro Gus sa drag season na lang. Since you're a big RuPaul's fan, we'll invite you there.
We will invite you definitely. Nahiya lang kami sa'yo, Gus, kasi syempre Gus ka na eh.
Oh, you're the Gus station. Come on.
Yes. And so I think this is where we end our session tonight. I had fun with you guys. Nawala ni si Mikey. But of course, I will see you in the future. In the future, parang layo.
We'll see you next week.
Next week sa Tuesday.
What will happen on Tuesday, by the way? So, those are our last words na.
Abangan. Hindi pa tapos yung posters. Abangan muna.
Watch out sa mga posters na gagawin ni Maki, no? And then we have another session on Wednesday for the cheat naman. And we'll see kung anong pang mangyayari next week. But we'd like to greet you a Happy New Year. It's going to be a stronger, bolder, and bigger 2021 for everyone. We're happy to see you here on board with us. So I think that's where we end our session. Thank you so much. Ano mong gagawin natin? Magpapaalam na tayo. Diba? Yes. Happy Friday, everyone. See you next week.
Happy Friday.
Bye.
Bye.